Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Melos Machina. We are here again for episode 8 of our ongoing narrative campaign. We hope that you have had a fantastic week and have slept as well as the rest of our party here. We're going to dive right in, so please enjoy tonight's episode of Melos Machina. When last we met our heroes, they had arrived within view of Riversmeet and decided to take a rest after the long night's travel, partially out of tiredness and partially out of the fact that they needed one very important spell slot in order to send a promised message across the Conderflow to the western banks of Riversmeet, so that they could get a ride back across the river. Spending a good chunk of the day resting, fishing, and having pleasant chats amongst themselves, the message was eventually set. And on their way towards the docks near Overseer Castavan's home, eventually the party saw a large skiff making their way towards their shore. Was there that Foreman Marius was piloting a rather decent-sized barge of sorts that was large enough to bring both you and your cart and all of its found cargo back across the river. After a brief conversation with Aaron, there was talk of further job opportunities. You found your way back into the town and headed directly towards Dr. Sada's. Well, most of you back towards Dr. Sada's, with Aaron heading off, choosing not to spend time with the good doctor, and instead spent the time looking for clues and information as to the business workings of the docks, and eventually Claverton Mill. Back at Dr. Sada's, a furious dissection began, which very quickly turned out to would last the good doctor much into the night and farther into the morning. You agreed to continue and catch up later, where you then made your way back to the night's rest and ordered a good round of forever stew to be had back in your room, where you spent the rest of the evening learning more about each other and learning more about the history of Jiaodek. As the evening passed on, you all fell asleep. You awake the next morning to the sounds of the market out in the front being opened, the fishermen from the village heading out into the Conderflow, and the dock workers beginning to start their day. As you awake, Finn.
Oh, yes.
Starting with your morning ritual, and as you get up, shortly after you awake, a voice pops into your head. Oh, good morning, Conservator de Morgan. I thought I would check in and see how your first days in the field have fared. Got any trouble? You recognize the name of your the voice of your dear friend from back home in Saros Manor. You recognize this as a spell of which you may respond, but with limited words.
Right. Yes, our investigation is ongoing, Maester. Quite well. Much information to gather. We'll follow up with more details when the picture is fuller.
There's a brief pause. And shortly after, you recognize the laugh of Jovik. I understand Ivik is once again neglecting the needs of a junior conservator. Take your time. I'll see what I can do. Will you be there much longer?
Trail's heading north. We think it prudent to follow. Not sure if we'll be in Riversmead much longer. I think you know how to reach me.
No response.
Shit.
A few moments go by. Would you give me a wisdom saving throw?
Okay. Oh, that is very good. That's 23.
23. Okay. The rest of you.
Hate that. Hate that.
Your day starts, as many of your days have, unhindered by any voices.
Cool.
Just me then.
It's one by one you make your way down into the main area of the tavern. You see once again, as most of the mornings here at the Night's Rest, it is fairly empty, save for the one tavern keep there, the morning shift as it appears, as Astra tends to the bar.
I'm just sitting on the edge of my bed looking out. Is there a window in our room?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
The window in your room, it looks off. It is slightly obscured by the next door roof, but you do have about a 3/4 view of the river.
I'm just sitting on the edge of my bed, crish crash apple shash, looking out the window.
I'm getting my stuff on. Duafi,
Mm-hmm.
I hope we didn't scare you last night.
I don't think that frighten is the right word for it. But thank you for checking in with me. I appreciate you. You should not feel bad for anything. It's just, the last few weeks have been a lot of information. I mean, I suppose saying that it is not frightening that much information would be incorrect, but I don't know. I don't know what else I could say. This is very kind of you to check in. And I appreciate everyone being patient and telling me everything. I really do.
I mean, it's certainly not everything, probably. We'll be learning more. A lot of us don't know everything.
I'm getting the feeling that I'm really only at the beginning of learning everything. But
I think, as are the rest of us. And I know that you didn't really sign up to go on this big, long adventure, but if you're still up for it, I'd love for you to accompany me.
Honestly, I think I need to now. I mean, before this I had nowhere to go. So, I figured I might as well stick around and help you out and keep you safe. But now that I know a little bit more about what is happening and how do I put it? You have so many proper nouns for things that are not the same proper nouns that I know, and so many descriptions of the world and what you know about it, and I think I need to go on this adventure, and I think I need to go further and look towards those prowling fields. Not necessarily go into them, but I feel like I need to go and look and help all of you. So
And
that is what I'm going to do.
I'll slip into Elvish. There's lots of words for lots of things. And
So many.
you'll learn. We're all learning.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, we still don't even know what that creature is called, what it
No.
is, where it came from.
Well, and if it is a thing that is new to you, and it is new to me, and it is new to people like Dr. Sada, then maybe it is not a thing that has a name. It is difficult, and of course, giving it a name just is a different level of knowing it, but
Not sure it makes it any less dangerous.
no. And it is definitely a thing I want to be careful of, but I'm just trying to figure out where I fit in all this.
Me too. Well, one thing I know is I trust you.
I trust you too, Icon.
I'm starting to trust the others a bit. I just want you to know that I would never purposefully put you in danger.
I know.
So,
It is okay. I have always been a survivor.
damn right. Do you want some forever stew on the way?
Yes.
Let's go. Just hop off the bed and head down.
Yeah, just do.
Right. Down at the bar, Aestra is there. Morning. Would you like some oats? We have some fresh bread that has been baked up. What can I get you?
Ooh, actually, some of those oats and the fresh bread, and if there was a cup of tea, that would be so lovely.
Of course, we can get all that going. Please, have a seat. And
Thank you. I have silver.
fantastic.
Right.
I don't need exactly a silver, but good for you.
Thank you.
She heads into the back.
You're learning so much, Duathi.
I'm trying. All the nouns.
I think at about this time I would enter the tavern, a small parcel in my hand, and I'll walk up to the bar where I see Aiken and Duathi, and I'll place a small satchel on the bar and be like, morning pastry? I took the
Ooh.
pleasure of stopping at the market, getting a sweet thing for everyone since we enjoyed them last time.
Oh, thank
you.
you. Oats, fresh bread, and the pastry. Oh, thank you, Aaron. That's very kind of you.
My pleasure.
Good rest?
As smooth as ever.
Good.
A sweet tooth do you have, Duathi?
I like things. I like food.
As do we.
I'll grab one. Just start.
Have the others risen yet?
Haven't seen him yet.
Still quite early, actually.
Yeah, I think we're on a slightly different schedule than the others.
Precisely. Don't
They
rattle.
sleep so much.
You know, we'll get used to it.
Sure. I will do my best.
Are you gonna accompany us to Dr. Sada this morning, or want to stay outside again?
I believe I can stomach another session of both the medicinal and the social aspects to their entertainment. Yes, I think I will.
She is a lot. Fun, but a lot.
Precisely.
Yeah, I don't think we'll stay there terribly long, because I assume we want to get on. Did Marius give you any more instruction on where to go?
Not of a pressing matter. Should we feel up to the job, I imagine we can locate him at his office and proceed from there.
And we can borrow one of those things that lets us go into the river.
A rather curious contraption, yes. I know Andy will be sublime at its mechanics.
She will be beside herself, I'm sure.
Who will be the one venturing below the waters? That remains to be seen. Somebody more adventurous than me, I would hope.
And not Finn.
No.
That concerns me. I mean...
If you'd like to volunteer at this precise moment,
I
Duarte,
would
say
really
the
like
words.
to volunteer to go into the river. Oh,
You may have to fight Andy.
that's okay. If Andy wants to go, I will.
Suppose we can take turns.
We could take turns.
We don't want to exhaust ourselves.
What is under the river?
Hopefully 2 crates.
That's right. That is a less fun thing to talk about than swimming under a river.
Why not both?
Well, I don't know. The crates seem to be bringing up a lot of emotions for people, and
Mm-hmm.
that is rough. The crates may or may not imply that a person is doing a thing that they should or should not do, and that is difficult
Yeah.
emotionally, I suppose, and it is all a little bit over my head, to be perfectly honest, but I recognize how people are feeling about it, so...
There's a theorist back in Melos Machina who discusses the probability of a cat dying in a box. I can't remember exactly the theory behind it, but I'll have to ask Finn if he knows.
Is the cat already dying when you put it in the box? Why wouldn't you take it to, like, a healer?
What in the world?
Oh,
Oh,
Your-
sorry.
Your food,
There's
you,
no real
Astra.
cat!
that'll be 3 copper.
I can do that.
Thank you, Duarte.
I will hand out a silver. If I could have some change, please.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Thank you.
Counts out from a little pouch on her belt, and here you are, 7 copper.
Appreciate you.
Heads back towards the bar.
The message behind my metaphor, if you forgive me, is that we could make up a million different scenarios in which we find these crates and something comes of it. But we shall never fully understand the circumstances around this particular assignment until we actually walk the path.
I see.
And if I treat it as a matter of business first and circumstance later,
I mean, we really don't know anything except for 2 crates are missing.
for sure,
We don't know what's related or not, so...
precisely.
I know that 10 copper go into a silver. But that is really all that I understand about exactly what we are doing at this moment in time.
10 cats in a box.
But if there are 10 cats in the box and they are all almost dying, why are there 10 cats that are all hurt in the exact same way at the exact same time?
They might not even be in the box. This is
that-
very confusing.
It is.
I wasn't much of a philosophy
Me neither.
buff back in the town, so...
No, it was a conundrum that was discussed over many pints of ale.
One of those.
Yes, could never find the answer myself.
God, they really do sleep a long time, don't they?
Yes.
I feel like there's only so much time we can talk about cats in boxes while they sleep. I've spent a lot of time talking about less important things, but here we are.
Meanwhile, upstairs.
At your leisure, you may enter.
After being interrupted by Jovik, I think I would have gone back to the morning meditations and journaling and found it pretty futile to get back into it. Hate to have the routine interrupted, so after a few frustrated minutes, I'd go knock on Andy's door, see if they're ready to rise for the day.
One second.
Rise and shine, early bird.
Open the door.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You didn't happen to get a message from your maester this morning?
No, I assume you did?
Just me then, right. Well, they checked up.
Oh,
I think everything is copacetic.
Okay.
I gave them the stall. I
Okay.
don't feel comfortable sharing anything just yet.
yeah.
It's like turning in homework incomplete.
No, I get that. Yeah.
I suppose I should have asked how to contact them next time, but
Right, but we'll figure it out.
Right. Well, at least good to know we're still on their minds.
Yeah. Here, come in for a sec.
All right.
Um,
Close the door gently.
I wanted to ask you about. It seemed like you kind of woke up with a fright yesterday.
Right. That happens.
Okay. I just wanted to put it out there in case you wanted to talk about it.
I appreciate that. I think it was just a bad dream. I've always had a very active imagination.
Okay.
Never been attacked by books before in my dreams, but I can't imagine it meant anything serious.
Okay.
I hope it didn't.
If you're not worried about it, I'm not worried about it.
I journaled about it.
Okay.
I feel alright. Honestly, there's a million things bothering me more than that right now.
Okay, great.
If it happens again, maybe.
Okay.
What about you? Good dreams?
I barely dream, or really, I don't remember my dreams, I guess.
Well, I'm sure they were full of steam engines and Chauncey.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a lot about the steam engine. Yeah. I give like a big stretch. Okay.
All right.
Should we go down, get some food?
I'm sure they've been waiting for us for...
They don't sleep a lot.
Right,
I
right.
need to get used to waking up better.
Right, yes, that, changes...
You shouldn't have to wake me up every morning.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm a morning person and a night person. I've got my regimen down, actually, and, well, last night was weird. Sleeping during the day is not for me,
No, yeah, that was
but,
it was a weird day.
needed, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go downstairs and...
Okay. I kind of
Big day
motion
ahead.
to Chauncey.
Chauncey, kind of from the foot of your bed, and trots along towards you.
Let's go, Mr. Man. Sorry, I'm still very excited about him.
I give him a very timid little scratch.
It is smooth.
He's a good boy. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you feel comfortable with, it's fine.
Well, he is a very good boy. He saved our
is a
lives
very
multiple
good
times
boy.
now, so
So good.
if he ate, I'd give him a treat.
Yeah, but he doesn't poop because he doesn't eat.
Right. We have yet to prove that.
Sure.
We'll keep an eye.
I don't think. Okay, sure. All right. Let's go eat. This is too much for before food.
That's fair. Heading on down.
Well, I hear Chauncey descending. The others must be far behind.
I ought So here, Andy.
Yeah, I was like 6 big feet coming down the stairs.
As the epitome of grace makes its way to the main floor.
So
You're
graceful.
all once again united.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
We were just talking about copper cats and silver boxes.
So,
I'm sorry, what?
And
You
math.
don't worry about it.
Okay.
English idioms, it's okay.
All right.
interesting. We'll hear more
Yeah,
later, maybe.
Again, I was just telling Finn, too much talk before food in mouth, brain can't do.
My brain couldn't follow it anyway. I don't know why
Okay.
we have that many cats.
Aaron
Right.
brought pastries.
Yes, please, complimentary.
Thank you. Take one. Stop it.
That is exactly how I felt
Yeah.
about the pastry.
I take one and politely pick at it, but typically don't eat first thing in the morning.
Why not?
Thank you, though, Aaron. Oh, keeps me sharper.
I mean, you need fuel.
Right, tea? Tea?
Yes, sorry. Listen, I have a cat, so if you could keep the talk of dead cats down,
What did you do?
My apologies, Esther.
Yeah.
It is a question of theory.
Oh, she's
and-
turned and left to the back at this point.
Oh, I feel bad. I actually really like cats.
Okay.
I think she's just a little extra sensitive.
That's fair. They aren't really cats. But anyway, she asked us to.
Yeah, that's
Right.
Right. We can talk about other creatures
Mm.
in
Of the less cuddly
laboratories.
types.
Oh no.
I'm curious how that went.
Yeah.
I really hope Sada's okay this morning.
It had organs.
So many slimy organs.
They were the normal ones, which is honestly, if they were like slimy and gross and inoperable, I would have been like, oh, that makes sense. Slimy, gross, weird makes no sense, creature. Okay, but like, makes sense, but then not. Hate that.
This was the results of yesterday's
Well,
autopsy.
basically,
Yeah,
there
I
was
mean-
more.
There weren't full results. We just saw inside of it, and there were organs, like recognizable
I'm
organs.
quite relieved I was not there.
Soda did say something that proved at least one component of a theory I've been working, which is seems that the contagion, whatever it comes out of these dots, needs live blood or some kind of life to spread. Our corpse, the one with the 3 puncture wounds, well, the reason why they didn't fully turn, they died first.
I see.
Or at least that's the suspicion.
That's what we think.
A beating heart is
I
needed
didn't
to
fully realize.
distribute the.
Not even
its
the
entirety.
beating heart necessarily. She was able to make it spread some more with just some blood.
Right,
fresh blood.
with the
That she just keeps.
Yes.
I mean,
Hopefully, for
Yeah, she
remedying
is a
those who
doctor.
are in need of a transfusion.
I would hope.
For testing, I believe.
Right.
Oh.
We didn't
Could
ask
be
the
both
source.
things. I kind of assumed it was her blood.
I would
I
hope.
also assumed it was her blood. But
Very well.
If I
might
was
be.
practicing, that is what I would do, is use my blood.
yeah.
Okay, I'm.
Hi, Esther.
It'll be 1 copper each, and I'm.
Yes.
I'm-
so sorry.
I'm sorry. You
Esther.
keep walking into like the wrong part of the
We're sorry.
conversation.
We're so
Is there a
sorry.
good time to?
No, it's we're sorry.
We're also leaving shortly.
Yeah. So
Esther, we can't be the only one discussing strange things at the moment, though. Surely, after what's transpired at the docks, other people must be making up stories as well.
You're the only ones here right now, so yes, you're the only ones discussing weird things at the moment. Will you be wanting your rooms kept?
oh
I think we're on the road again.
yeah,
So.
I think
I can't wait to be on the road again.
I will clean them.
thank you.
Right.
We're sorry
it's all
again.
right.
Also, and I'll rummage in my little pouch, my herbalist kit. Here's some mint for your cat. It should love it. So, I'm sorry. Cats are great.
Well, Scruffles will appreciate it. So,
That is an excellent name for a cat.
thank you.
It is what you do to their face.
And he is in good health as well. And
Great.
And sorry again. I slide over a whole silver. Keep the change.
Cats are considered rather regal in some cultures. They are really well appreciated.
Mr. Scruffle knows that. Okay. Have a lovely day. We shall take the
You
silver.
too.
Man,
Turn it.
this bread is great.
And these pastries.
Such
yes,
a
very
delicious
Yeah.
strawberry jam filled in there. Yes.
Thank you again. That
And the
was
tea is
delicious.
still tea.
I think we've made our presence well known. Let's continue, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's maybe just
Yeah.
head over.
Sure.
Yeah.
My
Yes.
food is gone.
Yeah.
I chill my tea with prestidigitation so I can just knock it back.
Can you do the other way? Make it warmer?
I can.
That sounds like it might come in handy on the road.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been finding a whole bunch of things to make tea, so.
Oh yeah.
That was so good.
Oh,
last
that was
night.
really good tea.
I haven't tried
Thank
just
you.
brewing it with
It was very
fresh
good.
water, but we can certainly give it a shot.
Yeah. Let's head out.
Cool.
Right.
Clear the space.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Dr. Sada's more for our type of conversation this morning.
Yeah.
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 Lovely. And then we can go check in with Marius, and we can get the thing that will. Oh,
Sorry. I just remembered I have to go fix the cart at Brody's.
Right.
oh.
I said I'd come back.
Should we perhaps split?
Maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll accompany you to Brody's while
Okay.
these three talk to Dr. Sada. How about that?
Sounds
Great.
lovely.
Sure.
All right. All right.
Meet at the dock in an
2
hour? 2 hours?
2 hours,
Sure.
I think.
Yeah.
Ample time. But
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
Cool.
Let's go look at some dead whatever they are.
Okay.
My favorite way to start the day.
Yes. This has been a weird week.
Yeah.
Are you squeamish? I can.
Oh, not at all.
Okay.
No. In fact, I mean, I tasted the creature.
You
so
did a little bit. It's
Yeah.
very
Not on
Feeling
purpose.
alright.
Well, it was.
What it
Oh,
is
yeah, that
more an accident.
happened.
Mostly it was. I just wanted to make sure you weren't putting on the brave face because it is okay to be squeamish.
No, it's more like we had been living such a pastoral life for the last few weeks,
It was very nice.
and now in the last few days it's been chaos.
I'm going to have to tell Galkin we are not going to come
Yeah.
back. Probably that is sad.
Well, we'll probably visit.
That would be nice.
Yeah. I grew quite attached to the family, so.
Me too.
Oof. All right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Splitsies.
Yeah.
As you all head off,
See y'all later.
I'm
many of you to Dr. Sada's.
Skipping.
The two of you heading over to Brody's
Mm-hmm.
Works and Wares. You know this path very well at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and you are able to get there quite quick. Upon arrival, pushing open the door, there's the ever so familiar ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, and the immediately accompanied, "Oh, welcome to Brody's Works and Wares. Let me know if you need
Hi,
anything. Happy to
Brody,
help."
it's me.
Oh, hello.
I came back to fix the cart.
Excellent. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I have all the tools as long as you have materials that I can.
I do. So I've got a collection of spare parts in the back.
Great.
We can get started with this immediately.
Perfect.
And by we, I do mean
Me.
you. I'm gonna be
That's fine.
here.
As you should. You should watch over your shop. I know where I'm going, so I'll just go back there and I'll let you know when I'm done.
Perfect.
And I'm
Yep.
here for more support.
Fantastic. If you need anything, let me know.
I love moral support. Thank you, Aaron.
Heading out from the shop, immediately taking that right into the essentially the stable for carts. You see a whole slew of them in here, but you do see the one that you had salvaged from your journey, kind of parked in the back. Of all of them, clearly the most worn and in need of some work. But next to it, you see a fairly neat pile of some extra iron joints, some axles and a couple of spare wheels that
Lovely.
have been laid out, ready to be worked upon.
Oh, he was prepared. Perfect. Okay. Should I roll?
Yeah, we'll go ahead. As you get started working on this, go ahead and just give me we'll have this be a prolonged, your choice of, be an intelligence with your proficiency or a dexterity with your proficiency.
Definitely intelligence.
All right.
That is a 21.
21. You get to work on this, and now, with the proper tools and pieces,
So much
you
easier.
feel right at home. Though it is less metal than you are accustomed to, you sit down, and everything begins to fall into place perfectly.
Great. Cool. Well,
While you are working, the three of you
Yes.
heading over to Dr. Sada's.
Just a rap on the door.
As you approach,
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
you see a dagger jabbed into the front of the door and a note hanging from it.
I will read the note first.
I am panicking immediately.
Looking at the note, it reads, "Friends,
Okay.
employees? Question mark.
Contractor?
Needed more work or workspace." And then there's written ... Please go to alley behind house.
That is totally normal. She wants us to meet her in the alley.
Even her notes are scatterbrained. I kind of respect that.
Also, why do you need an ellipsis in the note? I mean, it
I
seems
get
like a
it.
waste of ink.
No, it's very
I think it was just what was coming out of her
Right.
mouth that she
Yeah.
was thinking about.
Illuminating.
Probably.
Yeah,
punctuation's very important.
the smiley face was a nice touch at the end. I'll pull out the dagger and the note and I guess lead the way to the alley.
Sure.
Yeah, suppose
There's
so.
a small little alleyway to the side of the house that you see leads into the back, and there's what might have once been a backyard, but since another house has been built, creating a small back alley. And you see on a wooden plank on the back of Dr. Sada's house a small scalpel jabbed into the wood with a note hanging from it.
Oh my god.
I'll go up to the note.
Says, "Sorry, worried about secrecy. Didn't want to divulge too much with first note.
it's a scavenger hunt.
I love her.
Had to work on the specimen at the docks at a warehouse.
Okay.
Will send note when ready."
Oh boy.
Oh, I guess we are staying here maybe a little longer. We may need to let the lovely lady who likes the cats, the owner of Mr. Scriffles, know that that we may need our rooms if you're staying.
Guess. I mean, we're gonna be heading to the docks anyway.
It's true. If we go to the docks, can we go to the marketplace?
I think it's on the way.
Okay, I do not have enough gold, but I would like to stop by. The butcher said that I should stop by when I got back to see if he has any bones.
Right.
Good bones.
Good bones.
Yeah.
Fish
Nice
bones.
bones.
I will pull the scalpel out. It's like, for someone who wants secrecy, posting notes on the door just seem not secret.
But I feel like maybe someone would have to be really dedicated to this. Maybe if we go down to the warehouse, we'll find a third one.
It's
But
worth a-
also
worth
she
a
said she
look.
would send a note when she was ready. But why could she not have just sent the note? Why did she leave both of these notes when she is perfectly capable of sending a note?
She's eccentric.
Can I see that note?
Yeah.
Can I take a look and with my keen mind Does the handwriting seem to match the notes we've seen scrawled all over her apartment?
Around her apartment, yes, it does.
Great.
It does appear to be her handwriting.
All right. I think it's authentic. It does seem like something she would do, just knowing her as we do.
Uh-huh.
Also, remind me never to tell Dr. Shada a secret.
Right. I think we've told Dr. Sada lots of secrets, but
Told Dr. Shada. Oh, well, I suppose we brought her the monster. Is the monster secret?
Oh, very much so.
Okay.
right.
We
You-
probably
you
don't
thought-
want to tell anybody.
You thought Astra got uncomfortable talking about dead cats. Just wait.
So people are uncomfortable talking about monsters?
I'd imagine so. In the
Okay.
cities, certainly.
Yeah, well, especially monsters that we don't know a thing about.
Right.
You have monsters you know everything about?
Not everything, but things that wander in and need to be taken care of.
Oh, fair enough.
I imagine they seem to be familiar enough with direwolves out here that if we were just casually talking about direwolves, they could, reasonably expect that maybe we ran into one on the road. But half dog, half mechanical monster, that's something.
With viscera.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Probably best to keep to ourselves.
Yeah.
Fisher Town. It's a Fisher at Town.
Visiton.
Fisher Town.
We should pitch that to
My
Sada.
gosh,
Maybe
we
maybe
could.
she'll like that.
Huh.
Visiton.
Interesting.
Open my notebook and write it down. Try a couple different spellings.
So I guess to the butcher and then
Sure.
to the docks.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Cool.
Skip it again.
I'll kind of sheathe the two sharp objects.
I'm skipping ahead now this time because we're heading to the butcher and I'm really excited. So I'm gonna just skip ahead.
Absolutely. Rushing on over to the open marketplace, you find the butcher, who is happily working away at his stall. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I was coming back. I'm still trying to work on all of the monies, but I thought maybe I know you and I had talked about maybe some of the bones that were left over, and if you had maybe a price point and maybe some visual samples that I could look at, maybe.
This is visual. I have bones.
Yes, exactly, the bones.
Yes.
It just seemed like a nice way of saying the bones. I feel like I keep saying to everyone over and over again that I'm looking for bones, and they keep looking at me like I'm losing my mind a little bit. Which, I suppose that's fair because it seems like people around here don't really ask for bones a lot. But still, I'm working on not just saying the bones. So, there you go.
He just continues to blink at you.
Good morning, by the way.
I have a bag full of bones here for you.
Wow.
I'd like to look inside. What am I looking at?
A variety of assorted bones. Many of them are leftover from cuts of meat, so they've been well worked
Okay.
and cut apart. A few of them are well kept from like a full slaughter, so fully intact. Most of them seem to be from, you see, what might be some pig bones,
Okay.
a lot of deer, maybe elk, something along those lines.
Okay. Perfect.
I think these will do very nicely. How much would you like for these bones?
Well, to be honest, I donate them for the most part. If you,
I feel like I need to give you money for the bones.
sure, whatever you feel like that you would like to give me, I will happily take.
I will give him. Hold on to all these. I will give him 4 silver.
As you pass him the 4 silver. Thank you.
Thank you. You helped me so much.
So, hold on. And he pockets it and he grabs a looks to be a very air dried and aged cut of meat.
Fancy.
And it's not huge,
No.
but it does look like a nice cut. It says, with my compliments.
Oh, that is so very kind of you. Oh my
Well,
god.
this was so very kind of you. Again, I was just going to donate those, but
No, but you worked and you did not have to do this thing for me, so thank you.
Oh, but this is a good quarter of my day right there.
Yay! That
Talking
makes
60
sense.
day, 30 day, 5 years. I want to know.
Yeah.
I love a good steak.
Smoked. Quick question, actually. We received a missive that was just signed L, and I was wondering if you knew anybody who would do that here in town. We're new.
I know a couple of folks. I know a Lauren. I know a Lady.
Okay,
Nope, I know two.
great. Thank you. Are they of any import here or just regular folk?
Oh, right. One's my sister.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for the bones. Duathi's very serious about her bones. So,
I can tell.
yeah.
I'm holding them.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
And is the meat wrapped in butcher paper or something of the ilk?
It's seems to be more of like a fine cloth.
Okay, absolutely. I will very, very carefully take out my pack and put it in very, very gently and properly with the rest of my food. And it's a very neatly kept pack, shockingly. Put it right in its place.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, we'll get going and you can have the rest 3/4 of your day.
Be a good one at that. Ah! And he continues about his work.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
So nice.
Nice bones. I know you need a particular quality.
They will do. I will need to work them quite a bit. They're large, and I will need to put runes and things on them. But yes, then they will work just fine.
Are you making like a set of dice or
Sort of.
for gaming?
No, for spells.
Oh.
So if I work them properly, what I will be able to do is sort of ask questions, and then be able to get some answers.
Interesting.
Mostly yes or no questions.
Well, as you know, we have a lot of questions.
It's sort of like, if I go left, will I die? These kind of
Oh,
questions.
well, that kind of clarity is helpful for sure.
I figured, especially, I really wanted it before, but now, especially since we are going into a place that seems so, like it intimidates everyone, that we should probably feel prepared.
Well, I think many of our questions are more open-ended than that, but we can work on narrowing them down. Yes or
Mostly,
no?
it's, if we go this further into the lake, are we going to die, or the river?
That's
are
the
we
kind
going
of
to
question right now I don't think I want the answer to.
die? But then we could not go into the lake,
Right,
or the river in this case.
right. Well, yes. I think we have to go into the river. I have to, or Andy. You don't have to do anything. But, right.
I could go into the river.
Oh, you want to?
I don't know if you should.
I do
I'm
not
so
want
sorry.
to. No. Let's be very clear. If one of us is going in the river of me and my partner, it's my partner.
That is true. I think Andy and I are going to have to discuss it.
You can always take turns. I imagine trolling a river,
That was what
however
we
many
said too.
miles. That's going to be a long process, I imagine.
Sounds cold.
Could
Might
be
be.
refreshing, depending on the weather.
Yeah.
Depending on how far north we have to go. Do you know what the weather does around here? It's been nice so far.
I can find out. Hold on.
Oh.
I can actually find out what the weather is going to be like tomorrow.
Duarte is full of
Give me a
answers today. I like this. I like this side of you.
All right. Okay. I am going to hold my hands out and create a small orb of energy in between them, and I'm going to use Druidcraft to predict the weather for the next 24 hours.
Whoa!
I keep forgetting Druidcraft can do that.
I know.
That is so cool.
So, holding your hand open, there's a small, almost like a snow globe of. First, it's filled with little bits of light, and slowly it begins to darken, as if a cloud cover comes in, until this small little orb of energy is heavily overcast.
I think it is going to rain.
Oh,
Maybe, or at the very least, we're going to have a lot of clouds.
all right. It's good to know.
That was cool.
Right? I know.
If you could do that without ice.
Well, I can do that. I can't really, that is one thing I can do. I cannot. It does not give me that kind of information. Though it can predict the weather.
That is quite handy. I wouldn't underwrite that.
It seemed very useful here. Yes.
Yes.
Especially if we're gonna be out and about.
Should we get like ponchos or? Look, I'm not used to whether we stay inside when it rains back home.
Usually, do you have a cloak?
Well, I have my coat.
Well, maybe we should go meet Andy and Aaron at the Brody's anyway instead
Yeah,
of meeting
we're ahead
them
of schedule,
at the-
so
Maybe
Right.
we should go there and actually get you a snuggly coat.
I don't know. This is. Do you think they have one that will match?
I think it will go over the top, like a cloak, like it was.
I hope they have
Right.
cool ones.
maybe one with a hood.
All right.
I might pick up something. I wasn't prepared for the cold, and I didn't bring any of my cold weather gear, but might be nice.
All right.
Wouldn't
I have
hurt to have.
7 more silver. I could get a coat.
Usually, you don't want to spend all of your silver.
Right. We should probably talk about the value of. You could just give that man like a whole week's worth of stays.
But he did such a good thing for me. Otherwise, I was not going to be able to cast the spell. It is worth it.
It was very kind, and we got some meat. Yeah.
I will share the meat with everyone today.
We'll
very
eat well
kind.
tonight.
I'm skipping.
As you all begin to walk back over towards Brody's, you arrive at about the same time that you were finishing up your work.
Ooh.
You put the final pieces on fixing up this cart, in addition to reinforcing the undercarriage from definitely the long travel it had, replacing the wheels, and replacing many of the planks creating the sides of the carriage. You have also reupholstered the cushion.
Wow.
And given this on the main chair, and given this an entire workover.
Once I see that Andy has a real handle on this, can I just peek around the rest of the area and just kind of take stock of what carts are loaded up? Is there anything like stacked in the corner? Anything of note here in the rest of this kind of stable loading
Sure.
area?
Within this area, it's mostly. Give me an investigation check.
Investigation? Sure. I love those.
Those are
too.
fun.
That side of the table can do it.
That is going to be an 18.
18. You see, for the most part, a variety of carts and carriages in here. Many two-wheeled, like the one that you found. A couple of larger four-wheeled carts that seem like they would be more suited for a draft horse or two to pull them. Additionally, out here there is a large assortment of much heavier rope than that you had seen on the inside. The same sort of rope that you had seen on the Fairbanks as it came in.
Okay.
Seems that this rope is suited much more for outdoor use and heavy tension. For the most part, it just seems as though this is an outside storage area for his larger and more sturdier gear.
Okay. And just again to help me kind of visualize this, is this attached to the building, or is this?
Yes, it almost looks as though this is a part of a converted stable.
Okay.
So the shop itself seems to be converted from the interior section of the stable, whereas this is now where the exterior would have been, is being
Okay.
used for storage.
Okay. And is there any other like access points from where we came in that I can see in the moment?
It's mostly open air.
Okay.
So you've got the main wall that is attached to Brody's, and the other three walls, the one in the back and the one to the opposite side of Brody's wall, are half-wall fence, with the main one having the half-wall fences but a large opening for carts to come in and out of, which is how you entered.
Okay. Any horses currently occupying the stalls?
No horses in this. It doesn't look like he has any for sale.
Okay. Well, top job, Andy. Well done.
Thank you. Sorry, I forget that I get just real quiet and focused when I work.
I recognize talent at work, and I knew immediately that the best job that I could do was be to not distract you from anything that you did. So
Thank you.
wonderful. Any other finishing touches? Any flourishes of signature for you?
No, I'm not that creative, I guess.
Every artist needs a signature.
I know.
Think about it.
I'll work on it.
Precisely.
I could design one for you.
Oh,
Hello.
hi.
It looks as though it is going to rain tomorrow, or at the very least be very cloudy. So we were thinking of maybe getting just like some things to keep us from not being super comfortable in the rain.
Yeah, I don't like being wet. So that
Right.
would be nice.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Yeah.
Is it because you have skills?
I mean, maybe. I never really thought about it. I just don't
I
like
hope that
it.
wasn't rude.
No.
I just never met a person with skills.
It's totally fine. Yeah, it's just never a feeling I enjoyed, which I started thinking about using the underwater contraption and realized that I was so excited about the thing that I remembered A, I don't like being wet, and B, I don't know how to swim. So
Well, at least with the thing, if well, you can breathe. You don't have to swim necessarily, but
yeah.
Dwathy seems awfully excited.
Oh, great.
I would absolutely I've never been in a well, I've been in a river once. It wasn't as fun. But this should be a little bit more fun because I have the thing and that'll be really exciting.
Yeah. Well, I'll want to hear all about it, and I'll probably look at it a lot.
We shall
And
need
if-
proper instructions from Mary.
Yeah. And if you get tired, maybe I'll, ramp myself up.
I
and
believe in you.
yeah, we'll figure it out. But I will leave it to you.
Okay.
But I just finished up, so I'm gonna go
Great.
talk to Brody.
One second, what do you think of I've written
Oh.
Andy in all caps, kind of like under the seat, like below the cushion. Kind of, you'd have to kind of put your head between your knees to see it, but from ground level, it's actually right there, eye level.
I like it.
Right.
Thank you.
We can finesse.
We'll workshop it.
Right.
Yeah,
And if they complain, we'll just erase.
that's fine.
As you head over to towards the seat to inspect, Chauncey steps over and positions himself in between the two carts and nuzzles up to it as if expecting to be.
Yeah. Good boy.
Well, I mean,
I'll just grab his face, just lean over, and just be like, "You are the most precious creature in the entire world. And we're not doing this right now, but I'm so proud that you liked it, or seem to, or are used to it. I don't know, but I love you." And then I realized that I was being very emotional and like a lot in front of everybody, and then I am embarrassed.
not that I understand if he has a head or not, but I do like where the head is at because, well, I mean, that's an awfully big contraption for us to carry upriver, and if we get two chests, we might need a way to take him back. so-
Yeah, no, I'm glad to know that he, I don't know if liked it is the right word, but
He's
Who's
adapting
to say?
Yeah, adapting. Yes.
Did you settle up with Brody yet?
No, I have to go do that, and maybe we take a look at cloaks or whatever, and we can barter again, if need be.
Yeah.
Cool.
Real
Let's
quick,
go.
GM. In my conversation with Marius, did he mention donating the breathing apparatus for us, or did I just make that up?
he
And
did.
No,
it
he
con-
did.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I
borrow
couldn't
it.
remember. Yeah. I didn't want to
Get in
discover
the river, kid.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Get
want to. I
in
didn't want to
there.
lead you guys down a path that hadn't been brought up like in
Or
game
down a
yet.
river, more
Pretty
likely.
sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
we love hearsay.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
I heard this one about a cat.
No, Marius definitely mentioned that he
Okay.
if needed, would lend one of them
Okay, cool.
to assist in
Okay.
the dredging.
Okay, cool.
Ring the ding the ding the ding the
Brody
ding.
chipper as usual today.
Yep. As you
Usual.
step in.
Brody. You don't
Hello,
have to
welcome-
say the whole thing, Brody. Hi.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, hi. Fantastic. How's it looking?
Great. Yeah, it's much better now that I had the right materials to
Wonderful.
Fix it up.
I'll just give it a
Let-
quick inspect.
let me know what you think. We're probably gonna take a look at some cloaks or various things for rainy weather.
That'll be right as you come in, actually, on your right from the
Okay,
door.
cool. We'll grab some stuff and settle up.
Fantastic.
Great.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Ting-a-ling-a-ling.
I would like to go look at the cloaks, please.
As he had directed down the first aisle, there is a lot of clothing here, folded on shelves, mostly a couple hanging from some hooks on the wall. There appear to be a lot of woolen cloaks. They look nice and warm and suited for most weather.
Okay.
Nothing terribly for very cold weather. It seems that most everything here is for more temperate climate.
Okay.
I think that should be fine.
Right. I like the idea of a cloak, not just for the rain, but to get something less conspicuous.
Something that can get dirty.
Right. Maybe something darker for the nighttime.
Will I still look like a yokel in this cloak?
Duathy. No. You'll look so fashionable.
I don't know what that means. I can.
Neither do I.
Okay.
I don't think I've been fashionable in my life, Duathy.
Out here, you're certainly more fashionable than I am, I think.
I think I just look like I belong out here.
That's part of the fashion.
No offense.
No, you're
But you-
absolutely right.
You do stick out.
Like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cloaks.
We're a good pair for that.
Mm-hmm.
And Chauncey.
Maybe a cloak with a hood for you.
And Aaron
Yeah.
looks real fancy. It's
I mean, there's no hiding my feet. But
Do you want to be hiding?
no, no. I think it'll be fine. It's just a lot of places out here aren't used to seeing people like me.
Are there not lots of people like you?
I mean, there are. I think we keep to certain areas.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Oh.
Well, it looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Love the flair.
Thanks.
No, you did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Why don't we pick out what you'd like? We'll figure out settling up and payment on that.
Sounds
and,
good.
Yeah.
I will grab the squishiest cloak.
There aren't very many squishy cloaks.
The
Squishiest.
The squishy is.
And the you find going through each and every one of the woolen cloaks, just squeeze, squeeze,
squeezing
and then
wool is very
comparing
nice.
the two to one another. You find the squishiest of all of the cloaks here in the shop. It is a rather earthen brown, as many of them are in the similar shades of brown. This one is quite soft as you put it on.
think you have the right idea.
Like none of them are like like super squishy or
No,
shaft,
but-
like
I like going by feel. I think that's correct.
I mean, especially
I'll
if you're gonna
find
be
the
wearing
second
it.
squishiest.
As if attempting to find a ripe avocado, you go through all of the shelves, comparing to the one that Duathi is wearing, and you find a comparable, though Duathi's is slightly squishier.
I mean, obviously.
it's okay. We could make guacamole.
With a cloak.
Yes.
Yes.
I love a Jaudekian avocado.
Yeah.
Brown doesn't really suit me. I'd be looking for something gray or black if possible. I'll take brown if that's the closest.
There are some darker, there's no quite jet blacks, but there's a nice charcoal.
Excellent. That's my color.
Cool. Are you, both of you, good?
Yeah, I think a similar charcoal to what Finn is wearing should complement the blue in my leathers.
Cool.
All right.
And I'll find just a blase brown. It doesn't have to be too squishy. Just a nice middle squish.
We found Icon's cloak number.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Easily found among the rest of them now, each of you with your own cloak. Nowhere really to see how you look, but as you all try them on, the party goes from
we
this...
feel great, and that's all that matters.
And
Right.
you've gone from this collection of bright and contrasting colors to suddenly a group of much more muted individuals, and you seem much more cohesive.
I like what this does for us. Now this is fashion. We're at least fashionable amongst each other.
I feel like we have a uniform now.
Yeah. This cloak collection is really great.
You put the hood on and I go, I like this.
These are just everyday clothes, right?
Yeah.
Just off the rack. Yeah. Nothing bespoke about
This is
it.
the
but-
ready-to-wear cloak
Yeah.
section.
Though as Finn takes a step, the vibrant of your red is impossible to hide. from you.
That's all right. We'll cinch it up if we
Yeah,
need
does
to.
your
okay.
coat button, like,
It does come off. Surprisingly.
There's no need for secrecy.
Look,
just
I'm
yet.
naturally
not
bright,
no.
so
I'm just, it's very flashy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
People come and go through this town. I don't think this is going to draw any unwanted
Oh.
attention.
I'm not worried about here at all. Yeah. Just, if we were to need to be subtle somewhere.
I see the concern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Just seems like we're dealing.
I can do this. I'd like to take hold of my spellbook with one hand and touch the inside of my cloak with the other, and using prestidigitation, turn that bright red black. So, does that.
Wow.
Right.
Can you hold on, Michael. Can you make it orange?
I think so. Like a pumpkin orange or a sunset or a.
Like a sunset.
I will
pumpkin.
try. I can turn one like plane of material to a color with prestidigitation. So I'll reach out, try to turn it
And
deep.
does. Much brighter than Duathi's traditional color.
Right. I don't know if it stays.
I like it.
I haven't really
real
tried.
cool.
I mean, probably when we're out and wandering in the woods and we're trying to avoid monsters, orange would be bad. But look at it!
Does
But
look pretty
it's
cool.
fun for now.
It's a good color on you.
Thank you.
It's a color on you.
I know.
It's almost my color.
Was there anything else I could
Sorry.
help you all with?
We got distracted by squishy cloaks and anyway, we're all getting a wool cloak.
All right.
5.
Cloaks all around. 5. That's 3 silver apiece. So 15. So 1 gold, 5 silver. Now with the work that you did,
It's real craftsman's work there, might I add. I've seen
Signature.
a number of people in my time.
Very
Yeah,
kind.
well
Felt
done.
professional
that.
here at work.
I'm a professional.
If you just want to give me 3 silver, we could call it there.
Sure.
Cool.
I'll take it, guys.
Oh, thank
I
you.
hand over
Alright.
3 silver.
All right.
Now, do we want to talk about a cart?
Oh, do we need one?
Well, that's a good question because I'm not sure if we're
Well,
crossing
Yeah,
the
and
Conderflow again.
maybe Marius could give us one?
We're also not precisely
it's
sure on the size
needed.
of these lost chests.
Yeah.
They could be carryable.
We can always come
Thinking back, you do remember that Marius indicated there were 2
4.
chests that were found
Yeah.
and 2 matching ones that had been lost.
Oh,
So
they
they're
would've-
matching. Okay.
So they would have been the same.
they
Okay.
are fairly
Heavy.
large.
Oh,
Would take
okay.
1 person on either side to lift.
I see.
Well,
It depends if how far we go down the river.
Yeah.
I bet that there's only so far that I could help out with.
let's see what he has for us first, and we can always come back and get a
Right.
cart.
Yeah,
That's
perhaps
fair.
perhaps part of this river dredging endeavor would be some sort of small raft that follows with the apparatus.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Actually, that would probably
I-
be more helpful, especially if it's the
Middle of
bank
the river.
that is
Yeah.
scarier.
'Cause I don't think we can get a cart on a smaller craft
No.
easily.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
I
But
boot Chauncey on the nose and I say, maybe you will get to pull something again. Anyway, thank you, Brody.
You're
we'll
welcome.
be back if we need a cart.
I'll be here.
Thank you.
You have a bright and bubbly day.
You have a day.
We certainly will.
I'm going out into the street and with the orange coat cloak,
That's
just like
we need some
spinning
of that.
it so it whirls out around me.
All right. So now,
It is orange, it is orange.
with your previous arranged work completed and shopping done, where would you like to do?
I guess go to the docks.
Yeah, to Marius?
Yeah.
Right.
Unless anybody else wants to do anything else in between.
If
I'm
you
just
hear any
spinning.
mad scrambling coming out of one of the warehouses, we should maybe take a peek. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll-
We didn't. What happened at.
oh, Sada was not ready for us.
Oh,
she needed more space and left us a couple of notes. So
Oh,
she
okay.
should be at the docks, but I'm not sure where. Some warehouse.
Okay.
But she said she'd send a note. So
right.
well,
it was very clear as to where she was going to send the note and when.
sounds
Like-
about right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll go to the docks and see if we can find more information.
I mean, at this point, let's meet up with Marius
Yeah,
and,
and
see
figure
where
it
that
out
goes. And
from there.
Nice.
we'll
Yeah,
have to come back here anyway.
yeah.
Sure.
Maybe give Dr. Sod even more time to figure out what the heck those things are.
With her magical understanding, maybe she can contact us at a distance. There are ways.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Marius, then.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
All right.
Okay.
And we're off.
Heading up, passing over the bridge leading into the northern district. You go back to the docks, where repairs of the Fairbanks are continue to be underway. It's very easy to spot Marius there. Though he is not barking orders, he is standing with a sense of command over the situation, both at the dock and all of the work going around. As he turns, he sees you all approaching and says, "Oh, well, alrighty then. Good to see y'all. Hope that it's been good rest.
Sure.
Yeah.
Have you
Pleasant morning, yes.
have you considered my offer?"
We are curious into this offer that you have. Yes. Give us the details. But besides retrieving these, what other information are we needed? The day is different from when we last spoke. So has
Details remain the same. The two chests that are needed, they've been lost downriver. We'll pay you 50 gold per, and really like to get them back as soon as possible.
And the method in which we retrieve these, what do you suggest?
Honestly, it all depends on the state. If you're lucky, they kept going until they washed up on the shore. It's a possibility. The Gauntlet flow has some turns to it, so with the weight of them, it's likely that they went down, but the current may have pushed them up onto the bank. So that's if we're lucky.
And if we're unlucky,
Well, if we're unlucky, I can lend you one of our breathers, and you can go fishing.
and unluckier than that, say one of these chests is no longer intact. Any idea what they were containing? Should we be keeping an eye out for?
I do not.
All right.
So at that point, unluckier than that, if you find the chest, if you find it open, if you find it destroyed, whatever is around, I'm sure it would be good to have.
All right.
If they're gone, payment upon delivery. But if nothing comes back, I'm sure I can negotiate just something for your trouble
Sure.
of the risk at
All
least.
right.
Have any other merchants reported anything missing from the Fairbanks' cargo hold? Should we be on the lookout for any additional lost cargo?
There's a lot that's missing, yeah. We have some food that was meant to be delivered. Now, I don't know as to the state of that, so that one might just be a wash. I believe there were some parts for the mill, and that one would be handy to get.
Additional finder's fees for the missing parts?
Oh, probably.
So for the Plaverton's mill.
Yeah. Honestly, if you find anything, I've got some cash I can on hand that I can throw your way.
Great.
All right.
Should we bring these back here or directly to the overseer?
No, here.
Great. And is it possible to see the other 2 crates so we can know what we're looking for specifically?
Right. That would have been a good idea. Unfortunately, the other 2 have already been delivered.
Right.
That's
right. I recall.
Yeah,
They
we
were-
did see them briefly.
We wanted to
simple. They were somewhat narrow with I was brass plating on the sides.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, the brass trim. It'll be hard to miss.
Right.
Lock on the front, and a rope on either side.
great.
All right. And about big enough?
Yeah, we're looking at about 2.5, 3 feet by about 1.5 by about a foot.
So transport back. Should we be lucky? We find both chests
Yeah,
and some
how-
other parts.
Well, if it was just the 2 chests, you could probably hefty, but you could lug them back yourself. Otherwise, I did see that cart that you came back with. It might be
Right.
helpful.
Okay.
Trying to think if I have anything I could offer you. Not really. I might be able to give you nothing powered, but I could give you a little skiff to go to take you downriver.
I was wondering if we could do that.
Right.
And along with that, where the flow
Hmm?
happens, do you have an idea of where things would wash up if you've had that issue in the past?
I don't.
Okay.
This has been not that big of an issue in the past. What little has gone over, we've been able to retrieve just right over there, and he points down to the first turn. We've never had this much go wrong so quickly. So yeah, that little skiff that Marco took you across the river in, that
Nice.
I could happily give that to you. We'll fit all of you.
But a cart wouldn't.
Cart
fit.
would not fit in that. So if you're
Okay.
looking to, travel with it, it'll help. If you're looking to bring things back with it, if you're strong rowers, it would work. Or if you got a draft horse, you can always have them pull it from the shore. But
we have
Well-
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
How far did you and your men search?
we went down a good couple of miles.
Any landmarks that we can start our search?
So we don't go down past the. You'll see where the trees stop being felled. Typically, don't go past that. if you end up going, I wouldn't do a full day's travel.
All right.
If you do a full day, you'll be ending it. If not on the outskirts, close.
Right.
Then maybe we should keep our rooms at the inn and start in the morning.
Well, we can always purchase them again when we get back, and there was no availability issue.
Fair enough.
And we've only been out for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Forgive my superstitions, Marius, but the Prowling Fields carry some renown with them. The things that go bump at night in the Prowling Field also jump from the rivers?
Probably.
Oh, good.
I don't go. I have not gone, and I will never go.
Any tall tales of long-necked monsters creeping about? Any gigantic eels that come swallowing campers at night that we should be aware of?
Nothing like that ringing any bells.
Good. Did not need that image.
I'm starting to feel like spiders everywhere again.
The only stories I've ever heard are death. No specifics. Death.
Lovely.
Cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I do think we'll need a tutorial on the breathing apparatus.
All right.
We can absolutely set you up
Just in
with that.
case.
Are we looking to get going here as soon as possible?
Yeah, I mean, we were thinking that.
What time of day is it?
It's still early morning.
Oh,
After
in that
y'all
case,
woke up,
whatever.
it was
We could go.
a brief bit of work on the cart.
I mean, in that case, what we could do is ask you to tell Dr. Sada that we will be back probably tonight.
Hopefully tonight.
Then, and that would be fine.
And if not,
Because she was going to look for us later.
maybe have her leave word with you. And we'll...
Should anything come up, I'll take care of that.
Great.
All right.
Well, if that's the case, I can, I do step aside here. We can start outfitting you. Let's head on up over to, and he gestures towards the end of the warehouse district, which you're familiar with. The same place where you had stood overlooking. We've got the boat up there. We can get you set up there. Let me just grab one of these, and I'll meet you there.
Great.
Okay.
And he doesn't really take too long, but you see him head back towards the far end, towards the back of where the Fairbanks is being worked on, and he picks up a small contraption, about yay big, with a crank wheel on it. Coming out of the back, you see a long hose that has then been coiled onto the other side.
Sick.
As he comes back up to you, says, "Oh, or we can all walk together. Let's go."
Right.
Heading on up towards the boat, he sets it down. So this here is our breather. Essentially, you need one person up top, you need one person at the bottom, and uncoils the hose, and you can see at the end of it is a looks brass, and it's a metallic and leather, almost looks like a respirator. And inside you can see there's almost looks like a Y made out of rubber. So what you do with this is you put this on up over your mouth, bit here and here, you clamp down on with your teeth, and once you do that, you'll feel it get nice and snug up onto your face. Whoever's up top cranks the wheel. As long as the wheel's cranking, then the air gets pumped in from the hose. You see the air intake is up here, and it shows on one side on this contraption is a metallic filter. It's got a vent leading in, and on the other side, and then bad air comes out on this side.
Bad air.
Well,
Well, yeah, the stuff you
the
breathe
air
out.
that comes out.
Got it. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Right.
in this hose here, there's actually two hoses.
clever. All right.
So yeah,
You got that?
And anything that can go wrong or commonly goes wrong?
if someone stops spinning the wheel,
Don't
then
stop
the air
spinning the wheel. Got
that
it.
stops going. So that is
Alright.
the most common problem, is that you're partnered with an idiot.
Cool.
Right.
Does it take a lot of strength to keep...
Oh, no.
Okay.
It takes some pressure. You'll
Okay.
get tired after a while.
Okay.
So if you're down there for long, extended periods of time, it's usually nice to have some people to trade off
Cool.
up top.
We'll
Alright.
switch.
Yeah, I wouldn't stay down there for longer than an hour.
And what methods
to
of
know.
communique do you use to signal from one top side, one down below, that something is going well, something is going wrong, something that needs adjusting, something that needs alert? Any...
You come back up.
Right.
I see.
All right.
How deep does parts of the river get? Like the deepest that you've been?
Well, the center in there we haven't been to, so that it gets pretty deep in there. I'd call that we've dropped a 50-footer down, and yeah.
Oh.
So, but the edges here, that's fine. You're looking at probably about 20 feet at the deepest is where we've taken one of these.
And the tether between the crank and the apparatus, is there? How long's the lead?
We put it at 30 feet.
Oh, good.
We've
All
got
right.
we've got shorter, we've got longer, but we found that the 30 feet is the best average one to have. It's kind of the solves all.
All right. So we hope it's not then in the middle of the river.
If it's in the middle of the river, call it lost.
All right.
Noted.
It would be unfortunate, but at that point, it's not worth going after. We'll tell the overseer, and
All right.
listen, he can reach back out to Venture, get some of the mechanics up there working on a better way of finding it.
Hard to imagine anything worth going after, especially not at the price of 50 gold a chest. Must be very important goods.
Well, I mean, the chest itself looked like something that was at least a week's worth of wages, so whatever's in there, yeah, probably more.
All right. Well, hope we find it.
I'd like that. But again, though you're risking... it sounds dark when I put it that way. Though you're risking your safety... Yeah, that sounds better. Though you're risking your safety, it's not worth your lives.
Sure.
course.
All right. We'll keep that in mind. Any other questions?
Not a question, but if you do see Galkin from Upstrom, will you let us, if he heads out of town or something, just let him know that we'll see him eventually.
Of course, he's doing well. He's he's bunking at my place.
Great.
You'll happy to hear. He's recovering well. The arm perfectly set.
Good.
At this point, it's just we're rehabilitating the movement. It's not going to take too much longer.
Amazing.
Good.
Yeah,
Well, thank you.
Honestly, full recovery. I'll let him know that you send your, and if you ever want to see him,
We will have to drop by at some point after we get back.
I'd love to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whew. You ready to go diving?
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
Well,
Well,
stay safe to all of you. How did do we? You said you might have a horse that you can.
Chelsea.
well, we have Chauncey.
Right.
So
Actually, yeah, I suppose that would work really
Yeah.
well. Have you ever done this before? Have a horse pull the boat on the.
Not a
oh,
boat,
not
but,
the boat. Yeah.
cart.
So if there's a good way to do it.
Essentially, all you're doing, you're fixing your rope to your horse, and
Right.
you're letting him go. And
Okay.
then all that you're doing on the boat itself is you have someone on the rudder, just keeping it steering into the center, so that way forward momentum is keeping you going parallel and not pulling you in towards the
Okay.
shore.
Okay.
You're saving yourself a lot of time on rowing,
Yeah.
and you're also saving your arms a lot of pain on rowing.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, GM.
Yeah.
Can Chauncey get wet? Do we not really know?
You
I feel like I maybe asked this question already and I can't remember.
He has gotten damp in the caves, and
And there didn't seem to be any
no,
issues.
you have yet to see him take a swim.
Right.
But I will say,
He wouldn't necessarily be swimming. He would just kind of be walking through
Yeah.
the water.
well, he'd the what he's describing is he'd be walking along the shore.
Like
Yeah.
parallel.
Yeah.
Right.
Sort of
Okay.
But go ahead and give
Yeah.
me a Arcana check.
Okay.
Does he rest? Do we need to be worrying about rest?
Do we need some barnacle scrapers?
Sorry, I could not read that number for a second. That is a 17.
17. So a couple things pop into your mind. Is that the magical force that's keeping Chauncey up does give him some resilience, but the metal that is creating him
Right.
is susceptible to the damage of time.
Right.
You do know that though that this is a freshwater river, and so there's no
Yeah, there wouldn't be salt.
exactly. But you also know that should minor things like that happen, you are more than capable
Of
with
fixing
your
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A quick mending on that will
Cool,
fix it
that's
right
what
up.
I figured. Okay.
And the worst case scenario, if anything goes wrong, I can take over for him for a little bit, if I need to.
That's
true. Okay. Good to know. All right. Yeah. I think that's it.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
I'd say if you need me, there's nothing I can do. So come back safe.
We feel capable.
Yeah.
Or something.
I feel excited.
Wonderful.
Good.
So as our party heads north in the direction of eventually the Prowling Fields, that is where we are going to take a break. We will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 10 minutes. We'll see you shortly. Welcome back, everyone. Hope that you enjoyed your break. We are returning to episode 8 of Melos Machina as our party continues up, downstream, heading north on the Condor Flow in this small skiff that you are somewhat familiar with, but just with no familiar Marco at this point. Which of you is taking the rudder of the boat? Who is doing the steering of this?
Is there gonna be both steering and rowing, or just?
It
Because I
seems-
know Chauncey is gonna.
The way that that had been described is Chauncey being bridled up and essentially walking along the side of the ship, or on the shore. So no rowing will be needed with this method,
Cool.
but it is new to all of you.
I'll take
so
the rudder since we had the experience on log to kind of direct a ship. So I guess I'll sit in the back.
and with you and your experience bridling Chauncey is quite easy. You were able to create your harness. So with Chauncey harnessed, all of you stepping aboard from the dock area, you're able to give direction and head on north.
Right.
Right.
Keep a lookout then, everyone. Both directions. All directions.
I'll set myself up towards the
Front.
the front of the boat, and just keep an eye on both sides. Just sort of constantly scanning between the two.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Shulu? I think this one. Oh, that's going to be a soft 20.
Soft 20.
Nice.
Very nice. You head north, and slowly you hear the sounds of River's Meet fading away. And you enter in to just the open, clear areas. You see the forests that you had noticed the entire time along your walk on the Mifstrian to your right, to the east. And you see those same forests on this side, far ahead of you in the north, but very clearly still within a day's journey. Duathi looking about. This first leg of the journey, nothing catches your attention. Nothing of danger, anyway, as you are looking side to side, side to side. At one point, you look down, just in time to see a rather large fish swim up and back down into the water.
Well, so far it's quiet, but I'll definitely continuing to keep an eye. Just in case of I don't know what. I'll sit down a little bit, not so. I'll sit down. The boat, are the sides fairly tall? How?
This is essentially a large rowboat,
Okay.
so they don't come up very high at all. And now with Chauncey not in it, the boat is fairly light in the water. But with you seated, the wood comes up to just kind of above hip height.
Okay, so it's not if I sit down, I can still see pretty well. So I'll sit
If you were
down
to sit in the full bottom of it, you might be able to rest your head against the side and have a nap.
I don't want to do that. Oh, I want to keep looking and make sure that we are safe.
As you continue down, you do see remnants of debris along the shoreline as Chauncey continues to step, and you're making a fairly decent pace. Chauncey is by no means a fast creature.
Right.
And if anything, there are times that the current itself So he begins to keep up with Chauncey, and the line goes a little slack. But he is able to quicken his own pace.
I like, as I have my hand on the rudder, kind of feel the change in flow.
Mhm.
And with as little experience as I have, just try to surmise like where the flow is going on the river and think of like places where maybe stuff would wash up or
Absolutely. Give me a nature check really quick.
I'm just gonna add. That's a 4.
A 4. Feeling your connection with the rudder, it's hard to tell exactly how it ebbs and flows, and you realize that for the most part it seems fairly constant, but there are moments of change. But you aren't quite able to figure out what is causing it. But anytime a change happens, you do look over. Sometimes there's debris, sometimes there's not. The debris that you see is very scattered. There's no large deposits. Most of it seems to be damaged planks from the massive hole at the bow of the ship.
Yeah.
Most of the cargo that seems to have gone this far appears to have been recovered. As you continue farther and farther along in the day, you can see up ahead of you where the tree line, not of an actual forest, but maybe the beginnings of one. You can see where trees have been cut and new ones are being grown, as Marius had indicated. But as there is a bend in the river, slight, you can see almost a defining line of old trees.
And this is where Mario said we should stop, right?
Or at least begin.
Start.
Continue
Yeah.
the investigation beyond what they had.
That's where
That's
they
where
had.
they stopped.
Yeah.
But we should
Okay.
maybe slow down.
Yeah, maybe not go like too much further. I don't know. Gauge it, I guess.
Should we send anybody ashore? Take two positions, some on land and some on the boat, for different perspectives.
Can you call to Chauncey from here, and perhaps he can anchor us here in the river? We can all stay on the boat in case we need to swap out on the crank.
Possibly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it time for one of us to go down into the river?
I think once we get past the tree
Yeah.
lines,
Once we get over there.
All right.
I suppose we
Worth
could
a try.
go ashore, but if anything is to go wrong, I think it's better that we're all together.
Okay.
Any reason?
Just, I don't want to overlook anything. I'd hate for it to be washed up on the bank, and we're looking looking towards the water. But
That's fair.
we can take it
We
piece
haven't-
by piece.
we have enough eyes. We can always take a nautical observation going downriver, and then our return
Yeah.
will give us a more grounded perspective. Perhaps
Sure.
that's the best approach.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
works for me.
Let's keep an eye on the sun.
Right.
Yes.
All right. Do you want me to get in the water now, or
Soon,
you let me know?
and you're okay with this?
I am okay with this. I can.
Okay. So, I think kind of just right after we get past that
Yeah.
line, we'll have Chauncey anchor
Yeah.
Ish.
shore side,
Yeah.
shore side,
Yeah.
and then send you down.
The hose, is it like fairly rigid, or is it?
It has a good amount of give to it. You're able to coil it. It is stiffer than a rope, but far more flexible than. It is flexible for its needs.
Wonder if maybe like a tug system, something you can from the bottom tug on the hose.
If I tug twice, bring me up quickly.
All right.
I'm wondering if
And
we
I'll
should.
tug once if I find something.
Well, maybe we should tie a rope around you,
Okay.
cause
Right.
In
If
case you need to pull
the
me up.
apparatus, we'd be tugging on your face.
Yeah.
We probably
That's
don't want to put too much pressure on the air hose.
Yeah.
I have rope.
Have we? Oh, sorry. Have we landed? Have we made landfall just yet? Among the five of us, you think? I have a communication theory. Should the hose be fully extended, would sound travel down the hose to your ears potentially, Dorothy?
Don't know. We're going to find out, aren't we?
We will test.
How about if you tie a rope around me, if I tug on the rope twice, if you need to pull me up. But as far as the hose goes, I can tug once for no and twice for yes.
Okay.
And
if
no
I can't
tug
hear you.
means you did not hear us, probably.
Probably.
Right, so all right.
Should any dire communication be needed, I have means of speaking to you in your head from
Okay.
a little bit of a distance. So I don't want to startle you while you're down there. I want you to be certainly concentrated. However, should we notice anything that you cannot see, just keep your attention.
Should I take my armor off and anything else that would make it bad? The water is heavy, right?
Well, you're not wearing metal, right?
No.
So you should be okay.
Just keep your footing about you.
Yeah.
Okay.
The flow of water can change suddenly.
Fair enough.
With a river of this size can see swells that can take trees down. So just make each step sure before you take the next.
Okay. I will take off my my cloak and the part of my my overskirt and the wrap around my armor that sort of makes a skirt just in case, and put them in a pile, and I will take the apparatus and bite down hard with my teeth.
And at this point, as you continue down, the apparatus in your mouth, you see that tree line pass.
Mm-hmm.
You've clearly entered into a new area.
So this is where I think we should anchor.
You ready?
Well, let's get Chauncey stopped.
Yeah.
Should we?
He stopped.
As you point over towards Chauncey, he continues to go without a verbal command. He is
Oh, Chauncey, you can stop now.
as
Please.
he looks from the shore, and is just hearing the sound of you. He's,
Yeah, settle. Yeah.
How about we do a quick test run? We send you down and right back up, just
Yeah.
to make sure we can test our communications. We can make sure you can breathe.
Okay.
Bring you back up, and then
At this point, just
great.
DM, I feel like I asked this question before and I can't remember. With Psionic Mind, it says that I can send a message. Does that mean someone can communicate back to me?
let me double check that really
It
quick.
doesn't,
I
like,
believe that
fully-
you can
I can only send messages.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll have to double check that really quick.
Yeah, it doesn't. It says I can send telepathic messages. I don't need to share languages, but I have to be able to understand.
Yes. So with that, you can send messages into their mind, but,
Okay, but
there is no
nothing.
response.
Okay, got it. Okay.
all right.
But that does mean that we can communicate
Yeah.
down, and then
Yeah.
if you do the 1 for yes, 2 for no on them,
Maybe on
piece.
the tie line, the rope.
we might be able to hear you if the tube goes from your mouth up. to the
Right,
top.
that's
I
what
think
we
I've got
were.
to bite down.
That's what
on
Erin
it.
was saying.
I need to
um,
bite down. I
Can you
can't.
grunt?
I suppose so.
Put my ear to the air filter.
Who's gonna crank?
I'll start.
Okay.
I'll crank first. And
Cool.
I'll take over if you need it.
At this point, the current of the river has taken you. Now your boat is facing the opposite direction, anchored to the shore. And you can feel keeping the rudder as if you were still moving. You were able to keep the boat away from the shore with the tension against the line.
And I'd like to just keep an eye on the trees, constantly head on a swivel, looking for anything, any type of suspicious movement
Absolutely.
in this now precarious position we've
Give
been.
me a perception check.
17.
So yeah, with one hand I'll hold the rudder and the other I'll crank once you're down.
All right. I will climb up onto the side of the boat and wave and jump in.
Duathi, as you jump into the water, there is a splash and a sudden of water surrounding you. And this is the first time that you've fully experienced this. You've played with water before.
Yeah.
But now fully submerged, you can feel the weight of your body slowly beginning to take you down. Did you have anything else on you other than your clothing?
No.
So you feel your body begin to sink slightly. And you feel a sense of weightlessness and excited. You take a deep breath in, and as you do, you feel your body begin to raise back up as your head pops up slightly above the surface. It is chilly, and it is like being enveloped by that sense of when you would put damp mud against your hands, but softer and gentler.
I will then swim back down a little
Okay.
bit. Not terribly elegantly, just
Give me an athletics check.
This part is that's the best part of it. Ooh, 17.
17. Duathi, you can feel the buoyancy of your body, and almost as if within yourself you knew how to do this, though having never done it before. You begin to paddle your way into the water. There is no form, there is no practiced, but like an animal being put into the water for the first time, you make your way, eventually to the bottom. It's not very deep at this point, and you can see the sunlight catching through, maybe 15 feet into the water before you touch ground, and you look up and you can see the bottom of the skiff blocking out the light, the hose going up, and you realize you at no point had any fear of breathing. Looking around you, you can see off in the distance into darker waters, a small school of fish that's swimming against the current and is just stationary.
How dark is it under here?
This depth, it would be dim light.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sort of waiting to hear things, so I'm just going to hold tight, and also while I'm waiting for any messages, also just look around for anything on the bottom.
As you look at the bottom, now seeing the ground, you are able to put into form what you are feeling. As you see little bits of the rock and gravel that is the bottom of the river slowly tumbling and moving. Now suddenly, with that stationary thing beneath you, you can tell that there is that constant current pushing you. You don't see any debris. You don't see any cases.
I think maybe we can relay a message down to Duathi. Maybe we move 5 feet at a time, Chauncey letting us kind of
Right.
go down with the current until maybe we see something.
Yes, we should
Okay.
steadily keep float so as to not drag them with us into
Yes.
the stronger flow. But I think a progression, a slow, steady progression, is safe enough.
Okay.
With Icon cranking the air, I'd be holding the tie line that we put around Dwathy's waist, and just out of experimentation, lean down to the air filter by the crank. And Dwathy, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Give 2 tugs for yes.
Dothy, as you look out and observe this new alien world, you feel vibrations in your teeth,
Yeah.
and it rattles towards your ears, and you make out.
Well, I would assume they're trying to talk to me, so I'm going to tug once for no. And stop.
You all
Assuming,
feel
hoping that they get
the
no.
one tug.
Cool. Got it.
Right.
So I'll telepathically just say we're gonna move forward periodically, like by 5 feet at a time.
Now, I will say, I believe with your psionic mind, you do need to be able to see them.
Oh. Cool.
So is the water murky then, or is
Yeah.
it
Oh
just?
yeah, you can see within 30 feet
It
of you.
is. It's not dirty.
Mhm.
And I will say you can, looking down, you can see where the tube goes.
Right, but we can't necessarily see.
You can make out a couple of shapes.
15 feet down, it gets pretty distorted.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Figure.
I can send a message.
All right.
Yeah. The spell's only blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, 3 feet of wood. Doesn't have to follow a straight line. So I will just, Aaron will simply, I will just kind of weave my hands in a small motion, and the pendant around my neck starts to glow a small red, and I'll just message the same wording as Andy used down to Dwarthy to progress downriver slowly, 5 feet at a time, and keep their eyes open.
I will tug twice on the rope.
Oh, I think she got it.
Wonderful.
Great. All right. Chauncey, we're gonna go 5 more feet.
Chauncey just begins to back up as he had turned to match the
Right.
angle of the boat.
Yeah.
I'll keep looking.
And slowly, as you begin to walk, it's very easy for you now going with the current. It's less of you walking and more of you lifting your foot, and the current takes you. Okay, you go 5 feet at a time. 5 feet at a time. How long do you do this for?
I would say at least an hour's worth of steady
Yeah.
pacing.
That's what Marius recommended.
Yeah.
About an
No
hour.
I
longer
feel
than an hour.
like.
Or
yeah,
until Dwathy gets tired and wants a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Also, this whole time, like while Icon is cranking, I'm like studying the machine and how
As
it
the
works.
cranking has happened, you do hear just a soft.
Okay. So
I
it's-
think at that point I'd actually start humming
Bless you.
like a little folk tune to keep rhythm, and
Nice.
just make sure that it keeps a steady like,
Okay.
almost like not even thinking about it, but not wanting to kill my friend.
Continuing for the first part of this hour, you keeping a watch towards the tree line. You see very little. For the most part, looking out beyond, you see the scattered trees, still fairly clear, but the farther and farther you go, the denser and denser they get. And as you look up ahead, rushing towards the end of this hour, is Duathi. You look and you still see nothing that looks like what has been described. Towards the end of this hour, you see up ahead of you a very clear tree line into a dense forest.
Let's bring her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuatha, give me a perception check.
That is a 15.
15. The sun continuing to move through the sky has changed the light beneath you. Not by a whole lot. But new angles and new perspectives are always helpful. As you get to the tree line itself, deciding now would be the time to bring Tuatha up. Looking ahead, you have no idea how far you might be from the trees, how far you've gone. Everything under here is muffled, and the only sound that you've been hearing is water slowly moving past you. But you see a glint of metal, maybe 200-300 feet
I'm going
down the river.
to tug twice for yes.
We got a message on there, and maybe see if everything's okay is a yes message. I think that's good.
Yes, I will point. You see the same glow about Aaron's pendant, and I'll say, Tuatha, it would seem you've located something. Tug twice for forward or once for stop?
Twice.
She says to continue forward.
I suppose that means she's okay down there.
How often can you communicate with her?
Continually.
Will you just say it's been an hour,
Mm-hmm.
come up,
Okay.
and take a break?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll send a message down. Wonderful. We've been at this for a better part of an hour now. I think a break should be taken before we proceed.
Tug twice and start swimming up towards the boat.
Okay. With the aid of the rope pulling you in, it is easy. You feel now the water rushing past you even louder, and your head breaks free of the top.
I think next time I need to tie my hair back. Okay. Oh,
I'll help.
Yeah.
thank you.
You're able to clamber into the boat. You can see Tuatha is slightly pruned.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
More or less than normal.
I'll grab my my bedroll and a blanket and take off my cloak and just kind of wrap it around. It looks quite frigid in there.
It is not warm, no. But it is also very fascinating.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
You saw something?
Yes, I saw nothing for certain, but I saw some metal up ahead, about not far, a few hundred feet.
About between 1 and 2.
Oh,
And as
no.
you gesture, now you look and you see into the forest.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Well, do we feel safe letting Chauncey walk along the road over there?
I will say that we could go to where you think you saw the metal, or at least close enough to where you can maybe distinguish a little bit more what you're seeing. And then maybe once you see it, you come back up, we discuss, and go from there. I don't really think we should go much further than that.
Tuatha, do you feel like you can lift 2 crates?
Not probably very well, no.
The water should help some, but
it did make me feel much lighter.
We can also send you down with another rope.
Mm-hmm.
That may be more helpful.
Yeah.
And I can't really do my draft horse trick underwater. I don't think that's actually going to help us. And also, I don't think my face would fit in the
Right.
breeder. It seems like this is pretty much designed for a humanoid
Yeah.
face.
Well,
so,
once we see what it is, how far down it is, come back up and we'll figure out a plan.
okay.
Because, yeah, maybe more of us go onto land and help
Haul
pull
it.
so we have more leverage.
That's true.
As we are standing here, I'd like to look out at the trees. Do the shape of the trees look familiar? The kind of forest. Have I ever seen anything like,
It's like
this?
fresh green trees, very healthy, very plentiful, untouched. And as you all look out over this forest, collectively there is a realization. The birds have gone quiet.
Oh.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
The birds are quiet.
That's fine. That's fine.
No, it's not fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back again next week to see if our party is able to recover both chests and what might be out there.
Oh, no.
Have an amazing week, everyone. We'll see you soon.